Breaking news. Video games still exist, and there are even more of them than we thought. Welcome back to the Indie Game Roundup, where I review video games that you may not have heard of. Today, we're reviewing 2 video games you should play that are vaguely related to Halloween. As someone who doesn't know how to play chess, Hadean Tactics answers the age-old question of, what if chess, but also Slay the Spire? Hadean Tactics is a roguelike deck-building auto-battler where your goal is to defeat the 6 Wings of Hell to return to the land of the living and reclaim Hell for its rightful owner, Fate. The game has you playing as one of 3 unique heroes, journeying through Hell, fighting enemies, upgrading your deck, and recruiting new members to join your team. Hadean Tactics mixes the turn-based strategy of a card battler with a real-time auto-battler, switching you back and forth between playing your cards to benefit your team and then watching them fight the hordes of enemies. This unique gameplay mix, along with playing on an actual board, creates an excellent strategy game where you have to balance what cards to play, when to play those cards, and which enemies your unit should prioritize. Cards like Bishop or Rook Slide allow you to move enemies, shoving them into each other, or yourself. The main downside of Hadean Tactics is that it is quite the information overload, and the style of the game means that it took me quite a bit to understand everything actually going on. Also, like any game with consumables, I either forgot about them completely or decided they would be better used later, which means I didn't use them at all. Overall, if you're interested in a strategic deck-building roguelike game that isn't exactly like every other strategic deck-building roguelike game, consider checking out Hadean Tactics on Steam. If you're looking for a deck-building game with a unique style that lets you build your own style of deck without actually deleting all of your progress as soon as you make a mistake, Black Book might be the game for you. A deck-building RPG based on Northern Slavic mythology, you play as Vasilisa, a young girl destined to be a witch who was raised by old Yegor the Khaldun, who is basically a wizard or a witch. Vasilisa seeks to obtain the true power of the Black Book by breaking the 7 seals and then resurrect her dead husband, who died under mysterious circumstances. Black Book is a very unique game with a great setting. The game's combat, while simple, is entertaining, and even early on you're able to see various plans or combos you can put together. While very reminiscent of other deck builders, the combat does feel distinct enough to feel like its own thing. Outside of combat, the game plays somewhat like a visual novel, having you make various preset choices when talking to someone. Unlike some other games, conversations in this game are actually meaningful, with each option leading to different outcomes and possibly giving you Sin, a tracker of how bad of a person you've been. Additionally, the game will occasionally quiz you on its own lore and story, which is stressful every time it comes up, no matter how easy it is. The biggest shortfall of Black Book is in its 3D segments. There aren't many, but whenever they show up, the movement is clunky, and it's not clear where you actually can and can't move. Also, Vasilisa walks quite slowly, which can be quite annoying. Overall, Black Book is a fun card game with a setting I've never seen in a video game before. If any of this sounds interesting to you, consider checking out the game on Steam or GOG, or its free demo, only available on GOG. Thank you for listening to me talk about video games. I hope you found some new indie games to play, or at least add to your wishlist to eventually play. I'm Oliver, and thanks for watching the Indie Game Roundup.